Our company is Black Series Edition, and the second company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We are dismantling the 150. Don't need it anymore. So let me get my tools. Let's begin. I got a fresh battery for the drill. Now I need to take apart the whole thing. It's pretty much it. It's not hard to do. Take out the screws. How do we put this thing in? Side and that side, for some reason they both locked in the same way. Well, we just hold that if we have to. visit that one side. So, the removal of the screens represents our next level. Soon, it's almost time to depart. So, I'll be moving on to the next stage, which will be, well, storefront and advertising for the technology. So, this is no longer needed anymore. It served its purpose. Now it's time for us to move to the next level. Better take this out to the front and drop it in the back and then carry it up. Yeah, it would be better, but it's a long piece. Hey, keep yourself out of trouble. I see you already getting into some mischief. Get in there. Why are you poking your ear out? Trying to see what you can get yourself into. Too curious. Oh, man, it's a good thing I didn't build this thing the hard way. If I did, it'd been a pain in the butt to take down. Now, funny thing, they wanted me to leave this here. I'm not going to leave this here. Heck no. You can give away free screens like that. And every place that I lived at, that I built a screen in there, they always wanted me to leave the screen behind. We don't do that. You can pay for it. Thing about making your own technology. You can take it away, you can build it back up. I'll tell you one thing I learned. never ever put a metal frame. A metal frame we used to have up here. And when the wind hit it, it bent the frame because it has a device, has the sections that connect together to make the one long piece. That was a bad idea. Yeah, technically, like I said, it's a nice neighborhood. But this neighborhood cried and whined so much. Every time I set up, the first day when I moved up here, I did a 120-inch screen in the driveway. Really didn't have the speakers up that loud, nothing like that. First day somebody called the police on me that fast. Just because I was setting up screens in the front. Up here, they're a little interesting. They're kind of like in your business, but they're not in your business. But they'll talk behind your back, but they won't say it to your face. I had to go walk over to a few people's houses and knock on their door and explain how things work in Mr. Bird's world. At the end of the day, if you have a problem with me in the day, you bring it to my attention and you go snicker behind my back like a coward. So that's one of the things I didn't like about this neighborhood. They never would say anything to your face, but they'd always snicker and say things behind your back. So if I had my 250-inch screen out here and I had my speaker system set up out here, they, of course, they're going to call the police on me in my own backyard. But they would still basically have their little complaints. Something else, but I tell you, and keep in mind, they have their little parties and stuff at the end of the day, which I don't care. That's their business, but that's what kind of people they are. We all got, one way or another, we got those neighbors like that, but this whole neighborhood is full of those neighbors. Actually, not really. There's actually two people, I think, in the entire neighborhood I actually spoke to since the 4 years I've been here. And that was a little white woman across the street. She's a real nice sweetheart. And then there's a military vet on the other side over here. Only two real people I met. All the rest of them, fakes and phonies. So if you notice, when I come outside, they don't come outside. When I'm out here right now, I can spend all day out here and none of them will come outside. At least I don't have to do this stuff anymore. I'm finalized and done, got everything finished, everything loaded on the website. When I go to the Luxury, I'm gonna call it the Luxury Palace. That's pretty much what it looks like in there. When I go to the Luxury Palace over there and station up for a little bit, I'll probably be over there for about a good maybe 6 months where I network down there. Then I'll buy myself out of my lease, get my piece of land, build my nice little setup out there, and then I can be left alone. And then I don't have to worry about somebody complaining because, you know, I got a 250-inch screen displayed in my backyard. Over here, it's more like a jealousy thing because they don't have it. They complain about it. But I'm used to being around Karens all the time anyway, so nothing new. of here without seeing it. There's no one at all. I played it this thing from the bottom. You know what? Gotta take that one back. They're not all jerks. Forgot. There's a small family on the other end. It's got 5 kids. They're pretty cool. That's just 3 jerks in the neighborhood. That's basically about it. Okay, I'm tight to forgive and forget. Anyway, let's see what we got to pull from here. That feels like I know I didn't go underneath of this thing and punch screws underneath of it. That would have been a headache. I know I would have done that. It's too much work. You have no idea what this means for Mr. Bird. Number 1, I get the branch out. Number 2, I'm finally free. Which I mean, while I was here, I was doing tons and tons of research, 4 years of work in this place. Now the next level, I get to move about. I get to get my suits, my shoes, look real nice, businessman look. I get to go to business meetings, all that stuff. And since COVID has calmed down a little bit, this gives me the free to be able to circulate around. I got a couple really nice restaurants I haven't been to in a while. Man, yeah, a lot of freaking work. And my website basically shows the work I had to put into it to get it where I need to get it at. And next stage now is all about commuting, basically networking. That's what it's all about. Business meetings, networking, getting my company where it needs to be at. Finally going to a couple of really nice restaurants. I can't eat any more Amazon food anymore. Gentlemen, when you were sitting there talking about, oh, you need to get out more. No, you don't understand. While you're out there frolicking around doing nothing, I'm here 4 years, planted in, digging in, building something for a future. So now, this stage I'm at right now, I can finally leave this place and get my setup and start communicating and get my business out there and get my storefronts, my showrooms, my contracts, and I'm good to go. And then once I'm done, I can go anywhere I want in the world and pay for it with no problem whatsoever. If I want to take a private jet to go from A to B, I have the money. If I want to take limos to pick me up every day, I have the money. You have to build for the future. That's what it's about. Sometimes you have to buckle down and you have to sacrifice to get there. And that's what I had to do. It took me a long time to get to this point. It takes many years to do it. But if you do it right, and you dedicate yourself and concentrate on what you're doing, you can get there. Can't believe I was here 4 years. I still can't get over that one. When I was young, I used to watch the Asian people when they had the little stands. This was back in the 80s. They had the stands where they would sell like the Adidas shirts and Gucci and stuff like that. And they would come over here and they would start off with a small little stand. They wouldn't come over here and splurge your money on fancy clothes and fancy cars and none of that stuff. They would save and pinch and save every single dime. You'd see them wearing the same thing every day when you would go into the store and order food, and people would bust and laugh at the way they were dressed. But they would save their money every single day, just save it. And then one day, that person you were used to seeing at that stand, my mother explained this to me, wasn't there anymore. They were gone. Because now they had went from the stand to having a corner store. And from that corner store, they continued to do the same process again. Save their money, and expand. And this way, with having this storefront, they could send their kids to really nice schools at the end of the day because they were investing in their education, they're investing into their future. And they give their kids a good college education so they can basically invest back into the family. This is the part that you guys miss at the end of the day. The big picture isn't about showing off what you have, it's about building the future. That's what it's all about. And that's what they would do. And then next you know, they'd be gone. They wouldn't be in the store anymore. And then they'd be up in the Northeast somewhere with this big store and this nice house and driving nice cars. And the kids are in college because they sacrificed and worked hard. And you know what happens to that stand? Well, they pass it along to someone else and give them the opportunity to do the same thing too. And even though at that particular time when they may have that stand, say they're probably about a year in and they got a good amount of flow of people coming in, they still don't go out and buy the fancy things at the end of the day because it's all about the future. And that's the most important thing about business, is learning how to about sacrifice. That's what it's all about. Well, of course, most of it's all Christian. It's all about the Lord. That's what I believe, 100%. But you have to know how to sacrifice. So as Mr. Bird sat in his house wearing the same thing over and over again, couldn't care less how I looked on camera, because I really don't. At the end of the day, I really honestly don't. And I sacrificed and pinched and saved. Now I'm in a position where I will have those big, massive, multi-million-dollar contracts sitting on my front desk, and I'll be able to move about where I want to go at the end of the day. My future's already paved out. But it took me a while to get there because, again, I didn't have that discipline when I first started off. When I first started off, it was all about self-gratification, getting everything now, having it now, having it now, having it now. And it took me many years to finally learn how to have control and to be able to work towards something instead of the first minute I get a couple of dollars, I go spend it. Many years to learn that. It's a very hard lesson to learn. I have no idea what size I wear in this shoe. I can't remember last time I wore shoes. I'll figure it out. I'm going to a tailor shop when I get done out of here. I haven't had a custom-made suit in so long, it's not even funny. I go to a nice restaurant. Or freaking I can get a wine list menu. I don't drink at the end of the day, but I want a wine list menu somewhere real nice. And chill with my family and relax. Those of you that got your orders, they'll be taken care of. We'll be switching me out to 50s for your patients. I do appreciate it while I'm going through the transition. So I'll be switching you out for 50 ounces instead of the 32s. All right, with that being said, we're done here. Got the screen all knocked out. It's finished, it's gone. Man, I remember when I built that thing. So that's why I like to record it when I build them, and then basically record them when I take them down. Next time you'll see me with a screen, it'll be my screen with my company's name attached to it. Won't be anybody else's but ours. We'll have our own. All right, well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed. I'm going to be going to the next level. All right, gotta go, and God bless.